Joining us this morning from the Canadian Red Cross, it's Joanne Abshire with Tales from the Frontline, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
So how long were you in the interior?
I was there for about 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks.
And what was it like when you first arrived? What is your actual job? Were you helping load trucks? Were you...
Yeah, so in communications, I'm part of the communications team, and part of it, well, first of all, is to help people, but another part of it is actually to ensure that the people we're helping, evacuees and other partners that we're working with, have the correct information. So it really is communicating the right messages to folks, as well as gathering stories and reporting back to the operations team about what is happening on the front line. You know, what am I hearing? What am I seeing? What am I doing? And it's not just line, you know, what am I hearing? What am I seeing? What am I doing? And it's not just for the operations team, but also for the rest of Canadians, our donors, you know, telling them, hey, this is where with you.
All right, let's take a look at some of the footage that you brought with you from which city were you in? Kamloops?
So I was based out of Kamloops. Of course, as you know, there were a bunch of cities affected, but Kamloops was basically where I was.
And so when you were there, what was the smoke like?
Well, changing every day, but there was one particular day where the smoke just pushed in. I'm sure it was from whether it be the Williams Lake fires or where, and basically all of Kamloops was covered in smoke, and it was at sometimes hard to breathe, but we got through it. And I think we have some images of the smoke right there, and it was almost choking at times. It's something I've never really experienced before. So
are you scared? Does it make you want to run? You're there for a job. Does it make you want to leave even though you were helping people?
That's funny you say that, because I think being with the Red Cross, our mission is to not leave when things, you know, can get, you know, a little bit hectic, and the smoke itself, no, I mean, our mission's there to help people. So you would think when it's so smoky, you'd want to be in a safe place, but it was always okay for us to do our jobs. Definitely if, you know, breathing was difficult, if you had health conditions, I know there were warnings about that, but it was just a really strange sight to see, to have all that smoke covering the city.
Let's hear a couple of the stories, because that's how, those of us who aren't there, that's how we connect with what's happening in the interior. Can you tell us the story of the lemonade stand?
Yeah, well, there were two young girls. They were 8 years old, Isabella and Jenna, and they basically, from their own initiative, they had this lemonade stand, you know, asked their parents if it was okay. They ended up raising $150 some odd for the Canadian Red Cross. They also had a soft spot for pets, so they also raised a little bit of money for the SPCA to help pets as well. So it was just so great to see people actually, you know, giving back, especially at such a young age. I think with the tragedy and the disaster, you also find stories of hope and resilience, and really the people coming together to actually help other people. I
know one guy that you've spoken about is Dave, an evacuee turned volunteer.
Yeah, Dave, he was an evacuee from 100 Mile House, and he's there in the photo there in the blue shirt. And he went through the whole process of registering as an evacuee, and he basically turned his experience into helping others. He came to our office, he wanted to volunteer, he was managing the phone lines for almost 2 weeks, trying to help other people calm their fears, give them information. So it was so nice that, you know, at a tough time, obviously difficult, people didn't know what was happening with their property, their homes, they were still able to turn a bad situation into a good one and actually give back and help others.
So Joanne, can you, I mean, we heard a moment ago about the little girls that were raising money for the Red Cross. Many of our viewers have raised money or donated to the Red Cross, surely just from their salaries. Where is that money going, and how can people donate?
Well, definitely there's immediate needs. We help with emergency circumstances, so things like blankets, cots, shelter, that sort of thing, as well as long-term recovery, which goes support money that's supporting community organizations, as well as individuals, families, and that's sort of based on or determined on a needs assessment that we do with those people. So definitely the money goes to meet the amazing needs
Thank you so much, Joanne Abshire from the Canadian Red Cross. If you'd like to help support them, that was the information that you need. And thank you to everyone who's donated already.